Football Queensland's coverage of the 2019 NPL, NPLW and FQPL season is brought to you by Play Football. Join the team today. Visit playfootball.com.au to find your nearest club. Football Foundation, making football more accessible for every income, every gender, every ability, every background, every Indigenous Queenslander. Donate today.
And it's a very good evening to everyone. The NPL Queensland Women's Premiership goes on the line potentially here this evening at Walton Bridge Reserve in our match of the round. Round 23 of the NPL Women's Queensland with the Gap hosting Lions FC. Good evening everyone, it's Rafe Griffin with you in commentary this evening. And before we get into the match proper, let's take some opportunities to thank those that support these two clubs. For the Gap, they're thankful of the support from Bank of Queensland, the local branch here at the Gap, while Lions FC thank the support of All Sports Physiotherapy and Shoals Electrical. So the two teams about to enter the Walton Bridge Reserve. Cool night in the western suburbs of Brisbane. Hardy crowd in the grandstand here as the two teams take the park. The Gap in their traditional gold and purple, Lions in their change white strip this evening. Let's take you through the two team lineups. Well, for the Gap, in goal is Teeny Sunderland. 2, Hayley Riccardi. 4, Danielle Ward. 5, Chloe Robertson. 6, Lainey Fryer. 7, Talitha Doro. 10, Kim Abbott. 14, Charlie McLennan. 15, Ruth Blackburn. 17, Sarah Miller. 21, Tiffany Dibley. The substitutes for the Gap are Zali Eason-Coots, Caitlin Winter, Liz Doherty, Lane Sunderland and Rebecca Snell. Lions FC this evening in goal is Cassandra Safina. 5, Kate Morton. 7, Jamila Riley. 8, Mariel Hecker. 9, Whitney Knight. 10, Tegan Riding. 12, Sophie Passion. 13, Catherine O'Neill. 17, Tiana Karambassis. 18, Misha Westland. And 19 is Beck Horsey. The substitutes for Lions, Leah Davidson, Jessica Hogg, Tanisha Stanley, Megan Stevens and Norrin Abartza. Our Total Tools match officials this evening with the whistle is Alex Hone. He'll be assisted by Daisy Kuipers and Michael Bailey. Two captains have conducted the coin toss. And while the outdoor season is about to finish, doesn't mean that you have to stop playing. Futsal is perfect for keeping fit and improving your technical skills come season's end. Keep your outdoor team together and play futsal during the off-season. Visit playfutsalqld.com.au to find out more. So the two teams in their final pre-match huddle. The Gap break from theirs. Lions, their last words of wisdom. We should be away very shortly in our match of the round. In fact, we've got 2 games from the NPL Women's this weekend. We've switched the NPL men's around so that we can capture this potential premiership clinching. If Lions, they only need a point here at the Walton Bridge Reserve. It'll be too far for Moreton Bay to be able to reel in Lions, should Lions get at least the 1 point this evening. Underway round 23 of the NPL Women's Queensland. From Walton Bridge Reserve, it's the Gap up against Lions FC. First use of possession for the Gap. Forced backwards was Riccardi. Moved away the clearance aimed towards Miller. Picked up by Lions. It's there for Knight. Through the channel for Morton, who delivers a low cross in towards the back stick. Defended away by the Gap defender. Back again for Knight for Lions. Touch on for Karen Bassis. And the Gap intercept the ball. Putting a bit of pressure on a teammate there was Fryer, but Ward dealt with it well. Touch back by Miller. Forward for Blackburn. Calling it from down the left-hand side was her teammate Miller. Picked up there by Knight. Passion. Not sure what she was thinking there. Sophie Passion. Didn't quite work out whatever she was trying to achieve. So I've said that Lions are in the position to clinch the premiership this evening. They currently sit in first place. And more importantly, if they are to win or draw here this evening, that'll keep their unbeaten run alive in this year's NPL Women's Queensland. 19 wins and 2 draws, no losses. And obviously sit top of the table with that record at 105 goals for, 17 against. They sit on top of both of those stakes. The Gap, they currently sit fourth. 12 wins, 4 draws, 4 losses. Equal fourth in terms of goals scored, and not a bad defensive effort. 24 they've conceded so far and sit equal second. So a point good enough for the visitors here this evening to clinch the crown. And don't know whether ironic is quite the right word. It's certainly peculiar circumstances. Of course, the Lions coach, Rob Askew, a fixture out here at the Gap in the women's program, developing it over a number of years. A life member here at the Gap, decided in the off-season to make the change out to Lions. As it builds up here for the Gap, and it'll be picked up by O'Neill for Lions, back for a keeper in Zafina. And just continuing that theme, Rob Askew, of course, clinched the premiership with the Gap last year, made the decision after a number of years here at the Gap to shift across town to Lions. And as I said, it's a little bit peculiar that he potentially could win the premiership for his new team against the team that he was quite obviously heavily involved in over a number of years. I'm not sure whether he would have picked that at the start of the season. Mixed feelings, perhaps. There for Hecker. Put up by Knight. Knight again trying to rescue the ball. The referee's picked out a free kick there against the Gap player. Lions with it just inside the defensive territory. As always, want to know your thoughts on this game. What's going on around the league? Where you might be watching in from this evening, let us know on the Facebook post for this particular game on the Football Queensland Facebook page. Also, much interest across town at John Fredericks Park with the FQPL coming to its conclusion this evening. Sunshine Coast Wanderers playing Wolves, and if Wanderers can get the right result, they'll be premiers after a couple of weeks ago going top of the table. And of course the most intriguing one tonight is between the second place and third place, Logan Lightning travelling to Capella Bar. We'll keep an eye on that during the evening. You can also watch that game on the Football Queensland YouTube channel and Facebook page. Pretty sure it's James Coughlin or Jared Neck taking you through that one this evening. Ball searching for Passion, who plays it back. A nice little finish. Deflection off the defender. And that is almost going to cause some issues there for Sunderland in the gap goal. Thankfully, the deflection went away from the target. Crisis averted for the gap, and instead it'll be a Lions corner. Tegan Riding will have this corner from the left-hand side, put in towards the 6-yard box. It's punched away by Sunderland. There's a big pack in there, including Hecker. But Teeny Sunderland, the gap goalkeeper, first to it. So plenty of action around the grounds this evening. I believe it's a bit of a record. 8 games across the FQPL, NPLW and NPL being live streamed this evening. Going without it was Riding. And at the feet of the opposing keeper, Zafina, bit of a interchange between her and O'Neill. Now Lions go down the right-hand side. Passion slips between her feet. Martin Dillon giving good luck to the gap. Watching on from Yeppoon. Good to have your company tonight, Martin. While Chris Van Elsen, good luck, Rob Askew. Great to have you watching this evening. Going to ground. Look to be Riding. Free kick decision going the visitors' way. It was indeed Riding that was inconvenienced. Dead ball opportunity now for the visitors. Signal given by the referee. In comes the free kick. Ding ding. Once again, a deflection off a gap defender and a corner again to the visitors. Well, looks like Sunshine Coast Wanderers are going to wrap up the FQPL Premiership. They're 2-0 leaders over Wolves with 6 minutes played in the second half. Looking like they'll be a part of next year's NPL. Just kick off between Capalaba and Logan. It's 0-0. Punched away by the keeper. It's going to end up straight in the path of Knight, however, for Lions, and Gap need to clear away. They do so, but only as far as O'Neill. Long-range effort. And it's steered over the crossbar. Early sider from downtown by Catherine O'Neill. Here's some of the results in the FQPL today. Eastern Suburbs, the game already completed in the NPLW, made the trip to Gatton. Probably harder work than what they were expecting, but eventually came away with a 2-0 victory against Southwest Queensland Thunder, and that well and truly keeps the Tigers in the finals race. They're trying to chase down Souths at the moment. So another win for the Tigers, and of course their coach, Karen Longbottom, named NPLW Coach of the Month during the week with a unbeaten record. Speaking to her midweek, she's a little bit confident that her side can make the finals. A couple of tough tests in the last few games with teams such as Capalaba and the Gap ahead of her to play. Good second half of the season from the Tigers. try and track down some of the other results from around the grounds as well. As I busily scroll through my Twitter feed to try and find what the final result was out at Capella Bar. And Gold Coast United defeated Capella Bar 2-1. So that's going to upset the Bulldogs just a little. And they're running to the finals. Here is Knight. Switch of play. Once again, Passion didn't anticipate it. Was heading towards the left, but the ball was heading out to the right. And being told that Logan Lightning won 8-1 against Western Pride this afternoon. So, still intrigued. It's the top 6 that go through the finals in the NPLW, so still plenty to play out, even if the premiership is decided tonight. Plenty of intrigue as to who will fill those top 6 positions. Another 3 rounds after tonight to play out, and then it's into the final series. As Lions have possession down the right-hand side, over hit, although Knight will reel it in before it crosses the sideline. Plays a ball into the box, dealt with by the defence. For the Gap, this is Ward. Through ball as the Gap try and get into the attacking half. Fry's going to try and do her best to do so, but can only turn it over to a white shirt. And then Lions, with patience, played back for the keeper in Zafina. Once again, a switch of play coming in from O'Neill. Can Lions operate down that right-hand side? Being patient, trying to search in forward progress, although that was a ball that fell for Ward of the Gap. Tight corners for Robertson. Well, Football Queensland is excited to announce the launch of a new referees website, a comprehensive online resource for referees across Queensland. The FQ referee website has been developed to assist match officials of all skill levels and qualifications to grow their understanding of the game and progress through the referee pathways in the state. On this right wing, it's Riccardi. Miller getting involved, the birthday girl. Be a great present if she can score here tonight. Get her side the win. Stall Lions progress for another week. That was a looping effort from Riding. I think it was meant to be a cross, but momentarily Sunderland had to deal with the high ball. Floodlights perhaps getting in her way. Looked like she just shielded her eyes there momentarily. Good run here by Knight. And it's another corner to Lions, the third one on this side of the pitch. Dibley deciding that we'll make sure that Lions get no more run. So to be riding once again from this near side. Quarter of an hour played here at Walton Bridge Reserve in our NPLW match of the round. No score so far. Coming short instead. Riding goes towards the back post this time. Doro for the Gap. She's quickly confronted by two white shirts. Clever work from Doro to play it into one of the Lions players and get the decision on the far side. Ward. All in very tight quarters there, the gap. Looks like Horsey momentarily won possession for her side, but goal kick is the decision. Well, when these two sides last met, it was back on Easter Monday, back in round 10. Lions at home on that occasion, 2-0 victors over the gap. It was Whitney Knight that did all the damage with a brace. Floated high for Dibley to deal with. Here is Whitney Knight. Can she score like she did in a similar situation last time these two sides met? Doro dancing one way, going the other. Riley with the defensive work for Lions, and now Tegan riding. Passion the target, couldn't reach out there. Patient play again from Lions. It's O'Neill. And O'Neill again involved. Back to the keeper, Zafina. What can they conjure up this time? O'Neill didn't like what she saw. Once again came back for the keeper. Just holding possession here. At the moment, the visitors. Perhaps just trying to frustrate their opponents. O'Neill picks out Knight. And now getting forward is Riding. Off a line was Sunderland. Had to be accurate. Now spotting the keeper off a line. Knight from long range. And it's played away from danger by McLennan. Well, in the end, the Gators did all they need to stymie the potential first goal of Lions. Awareness from Lions to spot Sunderland off her line. But the gap defence recovered well, dealt with the situation, but still going to have to deal with his attacking threat from the visitors. Corner this time from the far side, punched away by Sunderland and then away by her fellow defender. It's knotted on by Horsey. It's Morton. Confronts the defender and hacked away from danger by Abbott. Was there a tug of the arm? Yes, says the referee. Will Lions be able to make all this early attacking pressure pay? So free kick to be taken by Hecker. A slicing effort from Riding. Couldn't slice it inside the right upright. As you'd expect, Lions with the bulk of the possession so far. 2/3 of the possession through the first 20 minutes or so. And the gap not to have a shot on goal at the moment. Lions have had 5. Just one of those on target, however. Aaron Siegel, excited to be watching Marielle Hecker. Heard she's one to watch. I'm sure she will be the skipper for Lions. She was the one who attempted to deliver the cross there for Tegan Riding. And here she is again on the ball. Hecker with a nice little back heel. Played in by Morton. They're only gold and purple shirts there. Hecker goes to ground and now it's Riding. They're trying to clear it. Blackburn. Now Westland settles the situation for the visitors. Fatima, yeah, the girls. Hashtag go the gap. Great to have you watching tonight, Fatima. He also says all the best to Rob Askew. Split allegiances tonight. Kimberley's cheering on Ellie as it half breaks here for the gap. Doro couldn't launch onto it in the end. As I say, we'd love to hear your comments on the game. For those not watching the FQPL game, we'll continue to keep you updated with the premiership race there. It's still Sunshine Coast Wanderers leading Wolves 2-0, 20 minutes into the second half, and no score at the kennel between Logan Lightning and Capella. Most eyes focused on that match this evening to determine the second place that will be promoted into next year's NPL. Here's Morton. Cut out by the gap player in Dibley, just in front of Knight. Ball forward by Ward. It's Doro now operating down that left wing. She's probably been the most industrious player so far for the Gators. Once again, great defensive work from Lions. Well, it was momentarily until it was played straight into the path of Blackburn. And then Lions found themselves in a great deal of bother. But they've been able to deflect the ball out for a corner. A lucky escape there for Lions. That would have very much been a goal against the run of play had Ruth Blackburn scored. Not to be that time round for the gap. But still an opportunity here. Whipped in towards the near post, trying to get a hand on it with Safina, and able to do so in the end. Chasing the ball down and racking it in. It's a great clubhouse here at Walton Bridge Reserve. Plenty of jerseys of former players and coaches, and even referee Alan Milliner spotted the jersey, the under-19 Australian jersey of Ruth Blackburn in the clubhouse. Came here as a 12-year-old, so the inscription says, after starting her junior career not far down the road at Barden. As I said, that under-19 Australian representative shirt hangs proudly in the clubhouse. Some time in the W League as well, with the Raw and Adelaide United. It'll be scooped up here by Sunderland. In fact, she elects to play it out with the feet instead. Here is Ruth Blackburn. She's played here since age 12, been a stalwart of the Gap Women's program. Gives no quarter out there. Leading goal scorer for the Gap so far this year, 14 goals. Her return in season 2019. So we're past the midway stage of the first half. Still a stalemate. Lions with the better of the chances, just unable to capitalise so far. And the Gap with that opportunity against the run of the play earlier. Tested the Lions' defence, but just couldn't put it away. O'Neill. Riccardi it was with the defensive work. And Morton, one touch. Perhaps could have taken a bit more time on the ball. Errant pass. Calling for his riding forward. Flag stays down on the far side, so riding in an onside position. Able to deliver the cross in. Cleared away by Miller. Here come the gap on the counter. It was Robertson there. Doro, Blackburn. And Riccardi. Riccardi straight into her opponent in Morton. Plays it back for Miller. And Miller tries to slice it through the pack. Again, Miller gets a touch on it. Bit of pinball here for Lions. Gap come back in possession again. Miller dispossessed. And it's Riding. Bringing it into the attacking half for her side. Passion. Once again, she can't connect with one of her teammates. And Safina just outside her area. Will come in and play sweeper. O'Neill. Nodded on by Knight. Currently sits second in the NPL Women's Queensland Golden Boot race. Hacked away by Riley. Ruth Blackburn is a legend. She certainly is at this club, Fatima, isn't she? As Lions bring it into the area through Passion. And the referee will eventually rule for a corner. Fifth corner of the evening for the visitors. Passion will be the player over on that far sideline to deliver in the dead ball opportunity. Hecker with her hands up in the air. Awaiting delivery. Here it comes from Passion. 6-yard box. Sunderland couldn't get a hand to it. One of her defenders able to clear away in the end, however. And the gap once again. Get out of the defensive third. Here is Blackburn, the gap skipper as well. Fryer. And Doro takes a look up, spots what's ahead of her. Blackburn's arriving. And so too was Miller. But it was an easy collect in the end by Safina. Robertson with an outstretched foot. Gap retained possession. It was Abbott there momentarily before Ward pushes the ball forward. Robertson. Played wider now for Dibley. Dibley delivers the cross. Again, it's Blackburn. This is a better phase of play for the gap in the last couple of minutes after that Lions corner. Camping Lions down that right-hand side of the park at the moment. Perhaps it could be the gap that break the deadlock. Just a bit of composure required here by Lions. Maybe a bit of nerves and frustration. Maybe they think they should be ahead so far. Certainly would be thinking, even though there's 3 rounds to go, that they'd like to clinch the premiership here this evening. Hecker. Riding. Wider for Passion. Slides one along the ground. Not enough venom on it. And Sunderland goes down low to scoop it up in front of the advancing Lions player in Riding, who was ready there just in case Sunderland made a mistake or a slip up. Doro. And they chance their arm down the right-hand side, sorry, the left-hand side. Do the gap. And a free kick given away by Blackburn. So any potential strike on goal would have been counted out anyway. Half an hour gone. And in terms of their premiership race, it's all good for Lions at the moment. Just the 1 point needed tonight. But the gap there continuing to worry Lions here as Blackburn steers it left of the target in a sweeping shot. Didn't get enough of a look at it to see where the direction needed to go. Took it first time. And then just with the inside of the foot, swept it to the left of the upright. But the signs are ominous here from the Gators, and that's going to force Lions to go long this time. Perhaps they've had enough of being camped in their final third. Long ball. Knight is the target. Instead, looks like it's Riding, and then it slips over the bar. Riding puts it onto the top of the netting. So just when the gap looking to assert themselves in this game. Lions almost fired back with a shot of their own. And that'll be inside the penalty box. It won't be picked up. Next year, that'll be fine. Should really be a retaken goal kick until the new rules come in next year. Ball's in play as soon as it leaves. Well, it's played inside the penalty area next year. At the moment, it's got to leave the penalty area before any player can take it. That rule already on the international stage in the European seasons. Coming your way to Australia in 2020. McLennan. They've given it away. They all had earlier good work for the gap. And Lions are starting to stamp their authority once again in this game. Passion. Punched away by Sunderland. Only as far as Knight, however. And Lions unable to get another shot on target. Another turnover here by the visitors. Riccardi. Blackburn's in front of her. Blackburn moving one way. Riccardi directed the ball the other. And they've given away a corner here. Have Lions. Fina unable to keep it inside the goal line. So Miller will be, looks like, to come and take the corner. Into a crowded pack, punched away by the keeper and then put up high by the defender. Miller stumbles over, it's Doro. She was the corner taker, actually. Well, now there's a bit of trouble here for the gap. It's 2-on-2. Riding. Just not quite getting it right at the moment, Lions. That was an opportunity that presented itself on the break. Blackburn. Square for Dibley. Riccardi. Outruns Morton. Oh, and that was a delightful cross from Riccardi. Robertson was lurking at close range. It just sailed over her head. Couple of inches lower. And he would have fancied the home side would be the first to trouble the goal score attendant. Knight. Horsey. Chasing it down is Riding. Straight into the legs of Abbott. She'll get a second chance at it here, riding another deflection off Abbott. That was fortuitous there for the gap. Can hear the locals urging on their side. It's quite quiet here at the Walton Bridge Reserve. Everyone just taking in this game. And once again, free kick given away in a good position by Miller. Must have just bounced off the hand. Ooh. Can hear that in the background from the crowd. Anticipating every moment. Doro. The other number 7. Jamila Riley deals with it. Well, LD Mini Drew's kickoff, in a nutshell, is an introductory program for children aged between 4 and 9 years old. Each weekly 45-minute game-based, and each child receives an LD Mini Drew's participant pack, which includes a boot bag, a football, a water bottle, and a sticker sheet. So Sunshine Coast Wanderers in the FQPL now head out to a 3-0 lead against Wolves with 10 minutes to play. As it breaks for Knight. Knight from an acute angle. Sunderland puts it straight back into the mix. And Riding couldn't test Sunderland the second time round. And it's Capella who have taken a 1-0 lead over Logan shortly after the half-hour mark. So at the moment on the live ladder, the Wanderers would clinch the premiership. Capella would go to second, into the second promotion spot, and Logan into third. At the moment would miss out, but sure, there's still plenty of twists and turns out of John Fredericks Park in that promotion race that is highly being watched on by all and sundry this evening. Morton. It's Fryer for the gap. Is it too far for Riccardi? Chased down, indeed it was. So Riccardi, can she outwit her opponent? Still going to be a good result for the Gators. So we wait for the corner to be taken. Here it comes. Oh, the keeper couldn't keep holding it. Lions fumbling and getting out of defence. Once again, the Gators, they're well and truly up for this game. Took them about 20 minutes or so to warm up. But they're really taking it to their opponents here at this evening. And at the near post, the attempted cross by Miller, intercepted by Zafina. All the way back for Sunderland. 5 minutes to play in the first half. No score. Round 23, NPLW, match of the round. Will either one of these sides be able to break the deadlock and take a psychological advantage into the sheds at half-time? And the balance of probability over the last 15 minutes or so, you'd fancy it'd be the home side that would be the favourites to try and do that. I'm sure Rob Askew will have some words for his charges at half-time. Abbott. Ward. Into the halfway line for the Gators. Couldn't pick out Doro on that left touch line. Another counter for Lions. I think Riding just held off. Felt she'd fall foul of the offside flag. Need to get themselves away here, the Gap. Hecker leaves it for Riding. And what's the referee going to rule here? Goal kick. Lions player now down. I think it is Hecker. So the physio will come on to the field of play to attend to Marielle Hecker. 3 minutes from the half-time break. Just while we're having this break of play, just a reminder that while the outdoor football season is almost over, it doesn't mean that you have to stop playing. Futsal, I should say, is perfect for keeping fit and improving your technical skills come season's end. Keep your outdoor team together and play futsal during the off-season. Visit playfutsalqld.com.au to find out more. There's Marielle Hecker, I should say, slowly trudges to the sideline. Just limping off and might just try and run that knock she's taken. She's going to get some more attention from the physio. It looks like it's the left leg. Maybe a calf. So Lions down to 10 for the time being. Riccardi. Showing her the way was Miller. Instead, she went more centrally, did Riccardi. Once again, another corner for the Gap with 90 seconds to play. As I said, Lions defending with 10 just for the time being, with Hecker off receiving some attention. So corner swung in. It's going to fall for Dibley. And high and mighty over the crossbar. So Hecker might not be able to get back on the pitch before the half-time break. There's 1+ stoppages remaining. It's really only her injury that will cause some stoppages, so maybe a couple of minutes for that. Bit of head tennis resolves itself with the Gators momentarily coming away with possession. Morton down the line for Riding. Ball already crossed the sideline, however. And, the Lions physio indicating that Hecker won't be able to continue. Motions the substitute motion with her hands. Shake of the head. So Marielle Hecker's night is done. Lions will be searching for a substitute to come on. They might just go with 10 until the break, however. Flag goes up for offside on this near side. Don't know whether he picked that up, but someone quite clearly didn't agree with that decision. Lions will be able to get the change in before the half-time break. So Hecker goes off. It's Jess Hogg in 6 that will be the player to replace her. Not expecting, obviously, to make the change. The final tape goes around the bottom of the shin pads. So some brief game time for Jess Hogg before the half-time break. Riding, trying to play it for her own advantage. Twisting, turning. Ward. Abbott. Dibley. Abbott again. Gap will just be content to hold possession until the half-time whistle blows. Blackburn. Oh, great ball for Riccardi. And Zafina picks it up in the end. Referee blows the half-time whistle. Well, it's almost been a half of two halves. Lions were the ones that were in control in the first part of the first half before the Gap started to come away with a bit of confidence and got into their game. Troubled Lions in the second part of that half, but the summary is scoreboard attendant untroubled here at Walton Bridge Reserve. It's 0-0 at half-time in our NPLW Queensland Match of the Week. Players off to the sheds to get the team talks from their respective coaches. We're going to be back in 15 minutes or so with second half action. No score at Walton Bridge Reserve at half-time.
Why do I play football?
Why do we play football? I play for fitness.
For competition.
Community spirit.
It's healthy and safe.
And fun.
I play for celebration.
What's your reason? Join our team.
swear a lot at Total Tools. We swear by our range. We swear by our service. And of course, we swear by our prices. So you'll know that you're buying at the best price every day. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
Hey guys, it's Andy here from Football Queensland. I'm checking in with you guys because I have a really exciting opportunity for anyone that played Aldi Mini Roos football in 2019. We are looking for the new face of Aldi Mini Roos to be our 2020 Play Football campaign front runner. Now we are looking for you guys to send in your videos of you acting. You could be introducing your dog, your cat, your mum, your dad, your football team, whatever it may be. Send us your videos and you may just be the star of Aldi Mini Roos in Queensland. Looking forward to seeing all your videos and picking that next front runner. See you guys soon. Check it out.
Why do I play football?
Why do we play football? I play for fitness.
For competition.
Community spirit. It's healthy and safe.
And fun.
I play for celebrations.
What's your reason? Join our team.
We're a lot at Total Tools. We swear by our range. We swear by our service. And of course, we swear by our prices. So you'll know that you're buying at the best price every day. Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
Hey guys, it's Andy here from Football Queensland. I'm checking in with you guys because I have a really exciting opportunity for anyone that played Audi Mini Roos football in 2019. We are looking for the new face of Audi Mini Roos to be our 2020 Play Football campaign front runner. Now we are looking for you guys to send in your videos of you acting. You could be introducing your dog, your cat, your mum, your dad, your football team, whatever it may be. Send us your videos and you may just be the star of Audi Mini Roos in Queensland. Looking forward to seeing all your videos and picking that next front runner. See you guys soon. Check it out.
And a welcome back to the Walton Bridge Reserve. Players coming out in dribs and drabs out onto the pitch. No score after 45 minutes. Potential premiership decider for the visitors. Lions, if this scoreline remains as it is, they've just got to avoid a loss. It will be their first loss of the season. A win or a draw good enough to take home the premiership in the NPL Women's Queensland for 2019. Stats at half-time, 55% of possession to Lions FC. It was as high as 67% at stages through the first half. 11 shots to Lions, just 5 to the gap. All of those off target. 4 of Lions, 11 on target. Lions, the more dominant team in the first 20 or 25 minutes, but then the momentum shifted as the Gap started to create opportunities of their own. And certainly worried the Lions' defence, but unable to get on the scoreboard. Ali Riccardi just receiving some last-minute treatment from the Gap physio before she takes her place out on the pitch for the second half. Should be ready pretty shortly. If you missed it, Jess Hogg in jersey 6 on for Lions just shortly before the half-time break. Marielle Hecker succumbing to injury. Second half underway. The Gap and Lions locked it 0-0 heading into the second 45 minutes. An early chance perhaps here for the visitors is Passion. And arriving inside the 6-yard box, it's poked back and then riding. In fact, it's taken a deflection off a Gap defender as Riding's attempted shot. Well, whatever Rob Askew said in the half-time sheds to Lions, it certainly spurred them to immediate action. Passion delivering in conjunction with Knight and Riding. Tested the Gap defence early doors. Riding's corner. Rob Askew just returning to his technical area. Free kick given away by Westland. Just keeping an eye out on the FQ Premiership race. We could have 2 premierships. In fact, we've already had 1 premiership decided, with Sunshine Coast Wanderers getting over the top of Wolves 3-0. So congratulations to Paul Arneson and his squad. Not only securing promotion, but now with the premiership trophy. Oh, so close to the promotion in last year in their first year as a club. So congratulations to Sunshine Coast Wanderers. And the other match to decide the second spot for promotion. It's Capella Bar in the box seat after 45 minutes. They lead Logan by 1-0. So at the moment, it's Wanderers and Capella Bar going up. Logan just missing out in third position. Interesting 45 minutes about to happen at John Fredericks Park. Josephina, there's a bit of a change between Riley and Westland, and that results in Safina playing the ball for Westland and then back for Safina. There's 2 Gap players that are going to put some pressure on the Gap, on the Lions defence, and they forced the mistake. Trying to play out of the back there, Lions, and it's cost them that time round. Miller. It was Fryer, then Abbott Touch over. It's landed right in the path of the Gap player who puts it away. Laney Fryer breaks the deadlock for the Gap. 3 minutes into the second half. The locals are boisterous. Played right into the path there of Fryer, and she did all the rest. And the deadlock broken by the Gap. And at the moment, Lions fall behind in their quest to claim the premiership here this evening. So they'll need to find at least one goal to try and get to that feat come the end of 90 minutes. Immediate chance here down the other end. Aussie into the feet of McLennan and the inevitable corner given away. So it's the visitors on the back foot. They've perhaps looked a little flat this evening. Gap have well and truly taken the contest to their opponents. You'd be a brave person to rule Lions out of this one. Might keep the premiership race open for at least another week. Moreton Bay with the bye in this round. Won't play again until Monday week. Undefeated Lions. Could they be on their way to their first loss in 2019? Riley. Riding couldn't get it right. Miller's in a bit of trouble there. They've turned the ball over. Passion. Still scurrying for the ball. Miller poked through by the Lions player. Riding across the face of goal. Karen Bassis it was in the lead up. That was the provider for Riding. Across the face, however. The Gap's first shot on target results in a goal. The Gap in fourth place prior to this evening's match. 4 points adrift of Capella, who lost tonight. So if this result stands, the Gap would move within 1 point of third place Capella. On the live ladder, it's third Capella, fourth the Gap, fifth Gold Coast United. Gold Coast United also with a victory. That was against Capella, so anything other than a win tonight for the Gap. They drop a place on the table. Offside call against Lions. Eastern Suburbs with the win today move into the top six for the first time this year. South with a chance to re-enter tomorrow. They take on the Raw QAS. On paper, you'd say that South should win that. South in seventh, the Raw QAS in ninth, but there is 18 competition points that separate them. Interesting run into the finals. That sixth spot well and truly up for grabs between East and South, and you can't rule Logan out of the race as well. So Zafina this time goes the long option. Tug of the shirt on Horsey. Referee allows the play continue, although brings it up for a subsequent infringement. Gary Ward on the gap technical area giving instructions to one of his assistants, or might be one of the substitutes that he's about to introduce a change for. Passion. And offside flag against Westland. And a booking. Who's been booked? Gap player in Charlie McLennan. He's obviously said something to the assistant of the referee, and how do you give a yellow card away in those circumstances? You've earned the free kick and then you had something to say. Needless yellow card. Gap looking well in control this game. That opening flurry in the first minute from Lions looked as though they'd been sparked into action at half time. Looks like the Gap will be more favoured to hold on to this lead at the moment. Once again trying to put some pressure on their opponents. The goal scorer Fryer was for the Gap there. And now Abbott. Here is Fryer again, right on the halfway line. Abbott picks out Miller. Then it was Robertson. Hogg. Straight to Doro, though. Passion cops a hit. Fortuitous rebound lands at the feet of Riding. And now Knight's on away. Tegan Riding and Ward across the goal line for a Lions corner. Times at the Walton Bridge Reserve. Lions supporters. Let's wait to see what the final game will be. As I said earlier, will they have to wait another week to collect some silverware? Fell short last year in terms of the premiership to the Gap. Lions finishing second. Dealt with by Dibley. And it's going to land in no man's land in terms of where any potential Lions attack was coming from. Blackburn. Robertson. Abbott. Down the right now. Looking good, the Gators. Threaded through for the goal scorer, Fryer. And it'll be O'Neill to mop up, back to a keeper who makes a mistake. Once again, the groans from the crowd come out. Looks like Lions are going to go okay in terms of getting out of their own half. Taking the long way to do so. O'Neill decides it's time to go quickly up front. It's Knight. Riding presents herself. Making movement was Horsey. Looks to be Horsey again. Passion, the edge of the area. Passion's going to go herself. Skims along the ground, and then the defender almost looked it was being turned into her own goal, but Abbott steers it away from the net. Now almost completed. Gap about to make their first change of the night, it looks like. So we await the corner. Well, and lands there for the Lions player. Passion will get a recycled opportunity. Once again takes a deflection off a defender. So can Lions get back on parity? Here comes Passion's corner. Back post. Out to chase it is Knight. Morton beats one opponent. Attempting to reel this one in is Westland. Passion also assists. Steers it more centrally. Again, it's Passion. 3 Lions players waiting inside of her if she can deliver across towards the penalty spot. She's just hemmed in the corner at the moment. Westland attempts to provide some assistance. And the Gap looking to get out of their defensive territory. Only as far as Riley, however. Morton loses out to her opponent. Doro sizes up the opponent, goes inside of her. They're lining up again here, are the Gators. She scored once, Fryer, has a shot blocked that time round by Karen Bassis. And again, Lions escape another Gap attacking forays. We're about to see the first change from the Gators this evening. Coming on in jersey 18 will be Lane Sunderland. Player departing. When the shift is done, it will be I think it's Danielle Ward. Yes, it is. So Danielle Ward is off and on in jersey 18, Lane Sunderland. Let's check in on that FQPL game that's in progress to decide the second promotion spot into the NPL for next year. 10 minutes into the second half, it's still Capalaba who leads Logan by 1-0. So as things stand, Capalaba will be joining Sunshine Coast Wanderers in the 2020 edition of the NPL Queensland. Keep tabs on that over the remaining 28 minutes or so here in this game. Passion. Is it too far for Riding? It's going to be a throw-in rather than a corner, though. Just knocking it around. The woman in white searching for a way forward. Poked away by the defender, Doro. She squeezed between the 2 Lions players and deemed to have been fouled on the way through. Looks like that ball's out of circulation now. Yep. It's been tossed across the fence. Riley for Lions. Another cheap turnover. Run from Abbott. Good tackle coming in from Hogg. Came on just before half-time to replace the injured Mariel Hecker. Plenty of encouragement on the deck of the grandstand. Here's Blackburn, played it square for Fryer. Passion. Playing into danger, and Blackburn delivers the cross first time round. Miller just slid past her. And they're giving away Lions. Halsey's going to try and rescue the situation. Riccardi's in there for the Gators, however. Looking under pressure. Every touch they play at the moment, Lions. Just not relaxed at the moment as it opens up here, and Doro, golden opportunity to double her side's advantage. Just got under it. In fact, it looks like it's taken a touch in the opinion of the referee. Off a gap player, off a Lions player, I should say. Corner's going to be the decision. But Doro, her eyes would have lit up there. Tried to play it into the top of the netting, over the top of Cassandra Zafina. Maybe the deflection just saved Lions. Meanwhile, this is delivered in towards the penalty spot. Hacked away. Abbott. McLennan. It's Fryer. Oh, this opens up. Lovely. The birthday girl slips at right the wrong time. Maybe she'll get a second chance on it. Deflected away. And the Gap, they're certainly asserting their authority on this game at the moment. Miller right at the edge of the 6-yard box there. Slipped at the most inopportune time. Had she retained a footing, all but certain, the Gap would have had a 2-0 lead. No cherry on the top of the cake for the birthday girl that time round. Perhaps she might find some luck later in the game. Referee says that challenge was fair. A bit of frustration from Riding. And Blackburn. And all it see at the moment are Lions in defence. I'll tell you what, the other teams will be looking on very keenly at this performance this evening. Perhaps the Gap have found the formula to break down Lions. The rest of the finals contenders, no doubt taking some notes. And again, Fryer slips past Zafina. Lainey Fryer has a double. Midway through the second half, the Gap have doubled their advantage out to 2-0. The locals are delirious and jubilant, and it appears as though we're going to have to wait another week for Lions to potentially collect the premiership trophy. The visitors are about to make their second change. Tanisha Stanley will come on in jersey 14 to replace Sophie Passion. Plenty of noise around the Walton Bridge Reserve now. Home crowd riding the crest of the wave. 2 goals in 22 minutes. You wouldn't put it past Lions. 105 goals scored this season, but the way they're playing tonight, you'd fancy that the home team are going to hold on. They can find something from this effort, though. Riding's caught offside. Really do need to score in the next 5 minutes or so here, the visitors, to try and get them back in the game. Playing with plenty of confidence now, the Gators. Abbott. Kept in by Durrow. No, it wasn't. There's Daisy Kuipers. Riley. Riding. Can she get between the 2 defenders? She did momentarily, or sorry, I should say the defenders did their job momentarily. Referee was playing advantage, but it's going to come back for the earlier infringement. When Riding squeezed between the 2 defenders, one of them must infringe. She went without the ball momentarily, Riding, but referees decided that the gap infringed. He's trying to provide an explanation as to what happened. 20 minutes to play, a free kick to Lions FC. 3 in the wall for the home side. So free kick was left for O'Neill, who had a speculative effort from long range in the first half. Dorrow. Good win by Westland. Still hassling. Good battle between Westland and Dorrow in that phase of play. Riccardi. Can Lions wrestle back possession? No, they can't. Now they need to clear their defensive half. O'Neill into the feet of the gap player. Dorrow to it first. Looping around the left was McLennan. All the Gators at the moment. Sunderland, Lane Sunderland. If I could spit that out right. Oh, goes without it. Does Abbott. Karambassis. Plays in Riding. Riding. Straight to the keeper. It's not the visitors' night. Opened up on the counter after the mistake from the Gators. And Riding still unable to find the goal. Looking to add to her tally of 19. Take her into the 20s tonight. If you can find the back of the net. Dorrow, she's been an absolute strength for her side this evening. Blackburn, despite Fryer scoring both goals, it's been Dorrow who's been a workhorse. Down the left-hand side, Lions. On by the replacement skipper. The fill-in skipper, Horsey. As they find a path towards goal. Oh, and Sunderland got a hand on it. The Lions player lurking there. They just couldn't get onto her feet. It's in Tanisha Stanley's benefit here to get the goal kick running quickly. Time running out here for Lions. So the goal kick's played for McLennan. Blackburn. They don't look like scoring at the moment, do they? The visitors certainly have the ability to score. Riley, Westland, substitute Stanley. They've turned it over again. Fryer. The gap's still going. Riccardi it was for her side. Can they fashion something here, the Gators? The third goal would put it beyond all doubt. Stanley. Gap about to make their second change of the night with a quarter of an hour remaining. And coming off, it's the dual goal scorer, Lainey Fryer. For the accolades of the home supporters. Coming on to replace her in jersey 8 is Caitlin Winter. So a quarter of an hour to play for the gap to spoil the Lions' party, or for the visitors to score twice and ensure that they collect the premiership trophy right here, right now. Stanley's going to try and do her part. Let's check in at John Fredericks. And with 20 minutes remaining, Capalaba have extended their lead out to 2-0 against Logan. So it looks like the Bulldogs are going up for 2020. Logan would need to find 2 goals to get it back ahead of Capalaba on the table once more. They are capable, just like Lions are, Logan, in that game against Capalaba. Just a matter of whether they can. Keep an eye on that over the remaining 13 minutes or so while we're here. Lions supporters, in fact, the Gap supporters looking for the corner. Referee thinks otherwise. Riding, searching for the ball. Stanley. Two Gap players diffuse the threat. Tierney Sunderland. 2 Sunderland girls out there at the moment. Hogg. And now at the feet of Horsey. And once again, that Gators defence is stout. Lions frustrated in terms of finding an attacking opportunity at the moment. The gap defence, well and truly up to the task. Karen Bassis. Westland. Riley. Hogg. O'Neill. Flicked on. Riding's going to come away with it. She's going solo. Riding. Gap player gets a foot on it. Stops her progress. Blackburn quickly on. Chasing it down is Doro. Be a worthy reward of Talitha Doro's efforts this evening if she could get on the score sheet. Blackburn. Robertson. And O'Neill. She needs to be the one that sparks her team into action here. Riley. Horsey. Gets Stanley on a bike. Numbers streaming forward in white. Stanley cuts back. Get us a second bite of the cherry. Once again, the gap deal with it. Hogg down to chase down her opponent. The girls in white will have it back once more. Gap about to make their third and final change for the evening. Riley. Straight to her opponent in Winter. Hogg. Just looking up, searching. What can we do here, girls? There's just a wall of purple here, repelling the Lions' defence and them trying to clear their own half. Forcing the mistake again, the Gators, although falls fortuitously for Riding. And now Knight. Knight tries to jink one way, jinks the other. Waiting at the far post. Has it crossed the line? It has. Beck Horsey is ensured. They were in for an interesting 9 minutes plus stoppages. That gap defence. It's been pretty tight all night. Just a lapse there, allowing Horsey by herself at the far post. And a defensive error has cost the gap. And they have the deficit now reduced by 1. So the Gap are making their final change. Coming off is Tiffany Dibley, and coming on in jersey number 3 will be Zali Eason-Coots. Well, that'll buoy Lions. The equation now back to 1 goal to win the premiership. Not if the Gap have something to say about it. However, Doro. Winter. McLennan. It's McLennan again. Winter. Which decision? I think it's a gap ball. The decision's going to go Lions, however. Both the referee and the assistant not too sure that time round. Referee was closer. Now they're buoyed by confidence, although Riding's in amongst 4 purple shirts. delivers in. There's no one waiting, and Sunderland. Teeny Sunderland. Horsey again. The captain's armband for Lions, providing some trouble for the Gap. Seven plus stoppages remaining. The Gap to either spoil Lions' party. Lions can wrap up the premiership once and for all this evening. Blackburn. Looks like she's dropped back and going to help out in defence for the remainder of this game. Couldn't get in behind the defence there, Riding. Blackburn. McLennan. Sunderland. Lane Sunderland. Riley. O'Neill. Trying to get a foot on it was Horsey. Gap with possession once more. Abbott. McLennan. Having troubles finding a way forward at the moment, the Gators. Well, Lions have taken them 80 minutes again to switch on. Had the best of the first 25 minutes of the match before it was all Gap. And in this last 10, Lions are back on. Riding. Hogg. Morton. Looped over. This is dangerous here for the Gap. They need to clear. It's a relieving free kick for the home side. Under 5 to play now. Miller. Riley. What's she going to do? Westland. Stanley. Karambassis. Gap had possession. Doro through. And now for Winter. She goes down. Referee points to the spot. Lions player will be booked in the process as well. So just when it looked like Lions were getting back into this game and could almost force a draw, the Gap are going to have an opportunity to probably ice this one once and for all. I'm distracted because it was Misha Westland, the player booked. Ruth Blackburn will be the player to step up from 12 yards. So Blackburn puts it away, and it looks like the ice will need to stay around for another week. The champagne will stay on the ice for another week for Lions. On the night where they could have collected the premiership, it looks like they're going to suffer their first loss of the season. Ruth Blackburn from the penalty spot with 3 minutes remaining restores the 2-goal advantage for the Gap. You wouldn't rule him out. Here's Riding for an immediate reply. The flag goes up. So nervy moments for the Gap after that Lions goal scored by Beck Horsey. An infringement inside the box. The Gators get a penalty. And as you'd expect, Ruth Blackburn puts it away. The 2-goal advantage restored. And now the Gap just have 2 minutes plus stoppages to hold on. And they've got time for a fourth, though. Square ball. 6 minutes to go at John Fredericks, and Capella Bar still maintain the 2-0 lead over Logan. The Doggies look like they're going up in 2020. Keep an eye on the relevant Football Queensland social media channels and website for all the coverage on that one. You can even turn over to the final remnants of that game once we're done here on the Facebook or the YouTube channel. We're 60 seconds plus stoppages away from full time here. You're going to have to go the length of the park. Boomed away by Safina. They've got no answers at the moment, Lions. Morton. Running onto it. There's 3 players inside her. Hogg's also coming to assist in terms of attack, and that was a bad challenge. So free kick in a dangerous position for Lions. There is some late hope potentially here. The referee sets the wall. So into stoppages now. Here comes the free kick. Deflects off the wall. Can Sunderland reel it in? Corner to Lions. They're not out of danger here yet. The Gators. Ball bar Riley and the keeper basically inside the box for Lions as his corner is swung in, punched away by Sunderland. Scrappy inside the box. Chasing it down is Knight. Gap supporters call for the full-time whistle. It's Riding. She goes to ground again. This time there's no whistle. Riley. Karen Bassis. Horsey. Riding's calling for it at her feet. The flag will go up for offside, albeit a little bit later than we expected. Not much time now. Time definitely the enemy of the visitors. This would be the sealer. Can Winter, she went for the cutted cross rather than go herself towards goal. Stanley. Can't snuff out Lions just at the moment. The Gap. Free kick. Right on the halfway line. Riding. Riley. O'Neill. Morton. Down the left side this time round, Lions. Knight loses out and then gives away the free kick. O'Neill to chase this down for Lions. Doro, the set earlier, be a just reward for her if she can find the back of the net. And the referee blows the full-time whistle. Well, Lions, they had the better of the opening 20 to 25 minutes in the first half before the momentum swung the Gap's way. There were no goals in the first half. It looked like Lions were going to come out firing right from the get-go after the half-time break, making an immediate charge down the right-hand side. But that was really, apart from when they scored later in the second half, their only attack that threatened to surprise their opponents this evening. Quickly after that foray, it was Lainey Fryer who scored the opening goal for the Gap on 48 minutes. 20 minutes later, midway through the second half, she added a second. The Gap continued to have control, but a goal late to Lions through Beck Horsey with 10 minutes remaining gave Lions some hope, but a penalty right at the end to Ruth Blackburn has ensured that the premiership race is open for another week, and the Gap have sport the party and inflicted Lions' first loss of the season. Here at the Walton Bridge Reserve in our NPL Queensland Women's Round 23 match of the round, it's ended up the Gap 3, Lions 1. Just a final check on what's going on at John Fredericks. They're about to enter stoppage time, and Capalaba still lead 2-0, and Logan are down to 10 men. So that's almost done. We're done here as well on behalf of all the team. Thanks for watching in this evening. The Gap are victors, 3-1 over Lions.